Hey, this is Ian Outfield with Lighting Industry Talk. Today we're in Titusville, Florida at Barnlight. That's right, you can see it behind me. This is an amazing facility with a ton of beautiful handmade products that are still made in the USA.
America, not America.
And we're gonna talk to my buddy Cole. We're gonna get a tour of the factory and have a great time. So let's go. We are at Barnlight in Titusville, Florida, and I am with Cole Paulson.
Welcome to our 60,000 square foot factory.
Yeah,
You're
cool.
going to see some real manufacturing. We do a lot of hand spinning and hand bending and cutting and all of our finishes, assembly and hand packaging. Everything's done by somebody,
Right.
and that's important to us. It's important to the owners. This manufacturing facility is a really large part of our community. Here on Florida's Space Coast. We employ about 130 people.
Yeah, it's a lost art. I mean,
it's a lost
most
art.
manufacturing facilities that you visit as a specifier or as an agent, they're just assembling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're shipping everything in.
One thing that's always been very prominent and something that I admire about this company is the owners, they wanted that to be the case, where they employed local people, give them an opportunity to learn something new as a trade skill. I was definitely one of those people.
If you've never been to this part of Central Florida, fishing town and surfing, there's an Air Force base here.
So it started out in a spare bedroom of their house. It was two owners. It started out just kind of cleaning old vintage product, reselling it online, started their web page, which took off, but it was all derived from the very first finish that was ever utilized on any type of lighting in the early 1900s.
What's that?
And that was porcelain enamel. So that was the inspiration. So how do we bring something back that was a lost art that really kind of disappeared in the mid 50s, in 1950s when factories shut down and these companies stopped producing this. That was also around the same time that kind of powder coats came about, which are obviously have great benefits, which we also do here. Porcelain was that lost art that they want to be back, and we happen to be the only lighting manufacturer today in the U.S. that's manufacturing porcelain enamel. So I started in 2018, met the people with Barnlight, and I decided to do like an internship style gig, and that was just in manufacturing. I was in assembly, I was in the machine shop, I was in shipping and powder coat and porcelain. So I got to do everything, and along that way I got to meet like everyone who's head of those departments and really good people, and learned how what they were doing was so cool. And I got to do the inside thing for 6 months.
Some of that kind of stuff,
project management,
understanding,
order entry, and all the pieces that make our world go around. Great opportunity to move outside and get to see all the wonderful customers and people who are using our products out there and applications, and get to do that.
And you just had a new baby, so congratulations.
New baby, thank you. Going with all this is where has Barnlight been the last 20 years. We've come a very long way and branched out from just being the one narrow, RLM on a gooseneck to doing everything. Interior, exterior, sconces, pendants, decorative, custom. And all that comes with just having a great team all around. Where we're going is limitless, but everyone's so innovative and design oriented that I don't think we have any problem having a laundry list at any given time of new product ideas. There's a lot of investment as well into the people here, and I think the owners would tell you this. I see it. It's like if you take care of your people, they're going to take care of you.
Yeah, culture is a big thing now with employees.
Barnlight's always been a company where it's not necessarily, what type of experience you have. It's, are you willing to work hard? Are you willing to learn something new?
I mean, the verticals you guys cover are insane.
We started doing commercial specification work and supporting that, and that's been the heartbeat of our business now.
But you're starting to bridge the gap between being just a cool fixture that like an interior's personal pick out to actually being performance driven.
If you look at it historically, like RLMs, this spun metal shade, started out being the primary source of lighting. Where it's gotten, to your point, is having these interior pendants where they're just decorative and they're not functional, and it's just, or they're not UL listed, which we run into sometimes on Pinterest or things like that. Where we try to take this and go where performance meets aesthetic, where, you know, functionality meets decorative. We're doing optics down the road too, which we've never done. We'll do different distribution types for exterior lighting. We're increasing lumens across the board. Our dimming's gotten better. Our CRI has increased. Everything that continuously makes it easier on everybody involved to use our products. That's what.
Yeah, you guys are easy to work with.
To your point, we buy local materials like our sheet metal. We do die casting in local facilities. Like a lot of our stuff that we can't control here, or the materials we get in, we buy domestically. And I always have to instill value that in the ownership of Barnlight and Barnlight as a company, we'd rather support people around us. And the Buy American Act, the Build America, Buy America, like we're published and certified and authorized to be compliant. We offer a quick ship line now. We've never had a quick ship line.
What's quick ship? No.
Like 5 to 10 business days. Very robust. It's made the same way, so you're not compromised on quality. So porcelain and enamel dinnerware, cups, plates, bowls, dishes.
These chairs.
But
you even talked about wood. Like the wood. You'll see some of these pictures.
Yeah.
The wood and the finishes that you do.
I wish you could smell through the camera.
It's literally about 8 feet from where that camera is.
On the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
We have some very talented guys back there making true North American hardwood. We're not using veneers. We're not using laminate.
Okay, so it's wood. Yeah, I moved this chair. It weighs like,
it's heavy.
Yeah, it's like 35 pounds.
Barnlight is a great and easy manufacturer to work with. We supply lots of different types of lighting, not just what the name suggests. And we appreciate everything. We don't have minimum order quantities, so we work on projects with one sconce or one pendant all the way up to thousands. Your fixture matters, your order matters, whether it's one or not. We all feel that. It's a family-owned company.
I'm excited to walk around, man. So let's
go check it out.
Let's get going and go check out the facility.
All right.
Let's do it.
So when an order comes in and it gets entered, hits the manufacturing floor, this is where it goes. So we have our machine shop. We have 4 manual turning lathes, 1 CNC machine, 1 water jet. We do all of our gooseneck bendings here. We do shade spinning. So yeah, this is step 1 before your shade is finished, before it's assembled, before it's ready to rock. So 90-something% of our products, we have to first cut, bend, spin, and mold out of the machine shop. We work with different types of metal, right? Whether it's copper or brass, steel or aluminum, copper, raw brass, has natural patina. We can clear coat it, slow that process down. This is what hand spinning is, but everything starts out on the water jet. So you can see like on his computer, if you snap that, see all the different discs is what we call them. Right. So we'll take a flat piece of sheet metal, if you specify brass, copper, steel, or aluminum, and we'll incorporate different sizes onto the piece of sheet metal, and then our one water jet actually is the one that cuts it out. Shelving is where we buy local sheet metal and we get it in. Right. So we'll stock, you know, aluminum, steel, copper, brass, but everything is hand spun. It was the first way that these fixtures were ever produced, was spinning by hand. You can see the mold that is behind the piece of metal he's working into. It's called phenolic material. It's like a really dense composite of plastic. Yeah. We cut those in-house too. So they come in big cylindrical blocks, I'll show you. So you can actually spin sheet metal onto the mold. We even roll the edges or the lips of all our limbs to have a V. So a couple reasons we do that. Not only does it add like structural integrity, for strength, so you can't bend it like tinfoil, but it also helps seal for anything that's going exterior. Like this, anything that's like 3, 4, or 5 feet diameter, which is why we bought this machine. So we spin it by CNC. It has 3 arms instead of just 1. Single shade, style, size, type has its own mold. So after it hits the machine shop and it's spun, then it goes into prep, which prep is both for powder coat and for porcelain. This may look, you know, simple and quick and easy, but this is arguably the most important.
Because the oil's in your skin.
100%. If you don't clean this shade properly, which is all cleaned by hand, you'll see every little detail, every crevice, every inch of this fixture you're gonna have problems later as far as curing by powder coat or definitely by porcelain. If you can pick one of these up, you are the world's strongest person. These things are dense, they're heavy. The biggest mold we've ever had was like 450 pounds prep area. So here they're just completely wiping everything clean. You know, we use like a denatured alcohol solution, clean everything out, and you'll notice every part and every piece, every screw is all disassembled. So we do that on purpose. So we clean everything and then it gets powder coated or porcelain. So everything is completely disassembled. It's on carts. So we have like our canopies for goosenecks. We've got shades hanging over there. And then it goes into powder coat or porcelain. So if it's powder coat, we do all aluminum. So it's hand-spun aluminum shades, goes into powder coat booths. If it's porcelain, it's hand-spun steel. Over here is where we do weathered copper, weathered brass, because we offer raw brass, raw copper. We offer weathered brass, weathered copper, which we do in these booths. So that way, if you already are matching something that has that patina look, we'll hand apply it. We also do clear coating that seals raw copper and brass for further patina. 2 powder coating booths and spray booths and 2 ovens. You know, powder coating came about in the 50s, and a couple reasons it's so great. Number one is its environmental advantages. So check this out. So behind every single booth that we have, which these are just powder coating, by the way, it's not porcelain. It's very different. But behind, inside of every powder coating booth has these big filters. So these filters are responsible for capturing every overspray. We can recycle them quarterly and use a certain percentage from them. We also don't have any hazardous waste disposal like you do with typical liquid car paints or wet paint. And then here is where we transition into only porcelain. So everything has a common factor here. Here you'll see every single fixture is a dark ground coat. So this is all porcelain. These are not powder coated aluminum, they're all porcelain steel. So a couple things about porcelain that are important. So number one is these are all steel fixtures compared to aluminum, which are the base for all powder coat. Number two is they have 3 coatings on porcelain fixtures that we do not have for powder coated aluminum, which is just 1 coating. So you'll see it's black. The entire fixture after it's spun steel is black inside and out. So we do a ground coat, we bake it at about 1600 degrees. It's called porcelain frit. F-R-I-T is the material that it stems down to. It's basically like ground glass, and we spray it. We spray it, we bake it 4 times as hot as powder coat. Then we go back, do an interior coating, which is white porcelain. Then we go back, which these are ready to grab and go. So if you spec this shade, but want it in our Delphite blue or yellow porcelain or cherry red porcelain, we grab this shade and all we have to do is an exterior coat. So porcelain all has 3 coatings, powder coat only has 1. Number one advantage with porcelain compared to something that's powder coated or paint, UV resistance. Number 2 is corrosion resistance with routine maintenance. And then number 3, which I always say works as an interior advantage to anyone, dust collection. So you can very easily clean it. Porcelain does not have natural pores in the material like powder coats and paints do. And here is where we move into the porcelain production area. You'll see different types of finishes going on over here. Then over there is our porcelain oven. Quick pit stop, you can see our porcelain dinnerware. Any given day in our factory, you'll see porcelain enamel dinnerware baking through the same oven that our light fixtures bake through. So these are all standard porcelain finishes. It's one of our collections. Here is where our porcelain enameling oven is. 1600 degrees Fahrenheit compared to like 400 degrees, which is what we saw in powder coat. So we do 3 different coatings and 3 bakings. We're the only ones in the US who do porcelain.
Automation.
Yeah.
It's like a lost art.
Yeah.
I mean, woodworking's a lost art. It smells good too, man.
Oh yeah.
Waste is averaging about 15%, industry average is about 30.
Even wooden canopies. So we make wooden canopy covers that slip over your typical metal painted canopy. Went from like over an hour to 5 minutes. This is like walnut, right? It's like a little It's walnut. We offer 4 different species of wood.
And that goes on top of
a spun or illuminates.
That's a beautiful.
So we have like wood tops of all different shapes and sizes for linked fixtures. We have completely wood fixtures. So this is the back section of the wood shop. We have a front and a back. This is the newer part. Sub-assembly area. So this area you can see our cord spools up there. Right. So we work with like a local cord supplier. Here is where we'll cut it to length. Everything's like standard 7 or 10 feet depending on what it is. We'll wire it together. Test the socket or test LED board. We also do all of our kitting and bagging. Here we put
put install instructions with every product. We put cleaning kits with raw brass and copper. We do nuts, bolts, and screws, all your hardware. It gets assembled, gets quality controlled. We have 3 LED testing checkpoints throughout the factory, so you can see like one of them up here with the jelly jars that are frosted is where we make sure the LED diodes that are going in the product work. The new profile too is really nice. These are 28-inch diameter Sinclair just came out. If you need a 16-inch warehouse shade, quick ship, boom, got it. Grab it. Upstairs there, that is where our engineering offices are, is our QC area. So quality control section, where everything that comes from assembly or sub-assembly goes over here. They are responsible completely for checking everything about the fixture, the bill of materials, making sure it's 100% accurate according to the work order. Yeah, so in here is the very last stage. They do an excellent job. So everything is hand packaged, labeled. We print all the labels here. QC gives it the big stamp of approval, comes in here, and this is where it either ships or gets picked up.
Woo! Encore!